It's 5 for Friday on January 27th. Every Friday, I curate out 5 things that I think are of interest to people who care about public sector operations in general and public procurement specifically. I do that because the weeks go by in a blur, and sometimes it's hard to stop and educate yourself or learn about something new when you're just trying to get through the week. So I make this list for you, and I also make it for me. So first, the National League of Cities has a write-up on the new Financial Data Transparency Act. If you don't know what that is, it's requirements to harmonize and make machine readable a wide swath of financial data. And it was one that attracted a lot of attention and, frankly, some concern from people who represent municipalities and entities as far as its impact and its cost. So if this is not on your radar, it should be. And this concise write-up is a good way to start getting educated. Secondly, you don't always hear governors talk about procurement. So when they do, it's something that raises your attention. So newly elected Governor Wes Moore of Maryland kicked off the first public works meeting, which is a particular entity for Maryland that involves multiple state officials related to procurement. We will ensure that we are treating minority business enterprise goals not just as suggestions from prime contractors, but as promises, as commitments made to the state. Third, and staying in Maryland, but moving to Baltimore, Mayor Brandon Scott talks to the National League of Cities about the impact of ARPA in his city. He has a good take on some of the investments that they've made. And also interesting in general is that National League of Cities is using a hashtag to bind all of these conversations, which is ARPA stories. And my company is involved both in Maryland at a state level and in Baltimore at a city level. So it's always great to see these leaders getting active in discussing operations of governments. Fourth, Victor Leamer wants you to know that Radio NIGP has a new piece of content out on onboarding of new employees. Also, some suggestions on submitting your presentation for NIGP Forum this year, which is in Louisville, and another installment of the Procurement Pioneers. Finally, on the 5 for Friday list, the National Cooperative Procurement Partners announces a webinar on February 8th about how to be effective in using co-op contracts. It has both general market researchers, some people who represent co-op contracts, some people who consume co-op contracts, and me. So I will be on this panel along with several other people who are very knowledgeable and try to share some thoughts that are interesting or unique or different so that we have a holistic cut in the conversation. And also as bonus content, I did announce that we have finally gotten our contract for e-procurement support and services to be posted on the NASPO website, which means it's live and available. That contract is a large one that includes both full suite and point solution platforms, as well as services related to selection, implementation, oversights, some of the specialty areas in implementation. We have a contract in that fourth category about services that is platform agnostic. We've done lots of work on that over the years, and it's really exciting to have the ability to support people with that contract, as well as one of our core contracts through NASPO, which is the Acquisition Support Services contract, which is where we do a lot of the work around procurement as a service. And from a positioning perspective, we're the only company that is in both of those contract portfolios. It's a nice validation that we have a competitive national offering and that we have the ability to blend from the first to the end. So happy to talk to you about that if you are interested. And otherwise, I hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend. Hi, it's Dustin Lanier. Thanks for listening. Please find me on LinkedIn for original public sector operations content every week. And please reach out to me if I and my team of procurement professionals at Civic Initiatives can help you be a public procurement change agent.